All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And happy Friday to you folks out there. You know the routine. We're going to attempt to share this. I'm not sure if it will. And I say that only because I got a new phone. And if any of you have ever had to update your phone, I haven't gotten a new phone in like 6, 7 years. I thought everything would just transfer over nicely. Yeah, it didn't. I was wrong. I got a lot of accounts. I'm trying to just share this out real quick. So just bear with me for a hot second, if you would. But hope everybody has had a great week thus far. And if you're watching, please share this. All right, there we go. Shared it out just a little bit. Put that aside. JJ, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? All right, people, those of you that are on, where is he watching? LinkedIn. Jeremiah Hardy just got a new book out. We're going to have him on discussing that here soon. What do we have here? Instagram's working today. All right. Love to see it. Hello, everybody over on the gram. Appreciate you guys jumping on. I got some video I want to share with you guys today. So I'm doing the show a little bit different. I'm adding some new stuff to it. So bear with me. Let's address the elephant in the room because I know somebody's going to make a comment down here because I've been getting it all week. Yes, I shaved. My chins have not seen the light of day in nearly I don't know, probably 6-7 years. Could be longer. Actually, I think it's longer than that. Actually, I think it's been close to 10 years since I've actually shaved this short. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. June, men's mental health awareness month this month. How are you guys doing? Are we keeping track of each other, checking in with each other? We need to be. I've had a kind of a weird week mentally myself, if I'm being honest. Just a lot of changes and stuff going on, and I think it's like you just let it get the better part of you. But we're human. But talking it out, my son's home. I've got great support groups with people here within HMG, and I look forward every Friday morning to coming on here to chatting with you guys and sharing stuff. Seeing my friend Kenneth out there in Arizona, him and his family. I love you guys. Appreciate you and your support every week, Ken. So men's mental health awareness. Talk about it, guys. Reach out if you need somebody. If you need an ear to listen, reach out to me. I'm here. I've said this before. A lot of my purpose now in life is to just help other people. So let me know if you need an ear. My lighting kind of sucks today, so I apologize, and we're just going to roll with it. T-Dog, what's up, brother? How you doing? I want to talk a little bit about, first off, Father's Day. Hope everybody had a great Father's Day. All you great fathers that are out there, God bless you guys. I had a great Father's Day weekend because I spent it in Philadelphia for the Army's 250th birthday. And had a friend of mine, Shirley, from Arizona. She flew out. We were on the task force together. So we drove out, my wife and my son. And now that little bird is now part of the military. So it was really cool to be at the birth in the city of the birthplace of where the Army was established 250 years ago. I wrote an article about it recently and shared some pictures there. If you go to heroesmediagroup.com, find out why Philadelphia. I felt Philadelphia is the best place Army 250 took place. Now I know there was other events going on. I'll get into some of those events in a minute, but everybody talked about the big parade in Washington D.C. Great. I'm glad we had a military parade. Personally, I think that should have happened in Philly because that's the home of the United States military up there. Later this year, Navy's birthday, Marine Corps birthday. It all started right there in Philadelphia. So to be a part of history last weekend, an AUSA Penn Franklin chapter. I got to give those guys a shout out. Erica, Tom Long, who you guys have seen on the show a couple weeks ago. They just did a fantastic job putting things out. And one of the cool things is we got to do excuse me. It was a little rainy, but it's like that's like typical army, and rain like more of a mist. I'll put it that way. It wasn't like raining hard. It was like more of a mist, and it was perfect army weather, right? And it was awesome just walking around. They had static displays. The National Guard was there. The Army Reserves was there. Of course, active duty was there. And in fact, active duty, they swore in 250 new recruits. And right now, it was just realistic. Just a little bit of footage of the swearing in that they did. And it paused for some reason. I don't, whatever. That's fine. But it was cool. There you go. 250 new recruits, Lauren, taking oath, the greatest army in the world. It was pretty cool to witness that. Who else was there? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. General, 4-star general, and I'm biting my tongue. I don't have it on my notes. Anyway, it was great. He walked around, coined everybody, shook hands. There was a lot of brass there. There was a lot of brass there. And it was just a cool atmosphere. Again, shout out to AUSA Penn Franklin chapter. They put this on. They went out, got the sponsors, and they understand the importance of having the Army's 250th birthday celebrated right there in Independence Hall. Another cool thing that happened. So that was Saturday, Army's 250, right? Sunday, Father's Day, right? They did a reenactment. We went back down to Independence Hall, and they did a reenactment of George Washington taking command of the from Continental Congress, taking command of the Army. And I'll just show this real quick. So he literally got on a white horse, not a white horse, and rode. This was just a short video here. Right there. He stopped up here a bit in front of Independence Hall and kind of looks upon the troops as he would have 250 years ago. From there, he went took a left and went south towards Washington Square, where the Tomb of the Unknown is there in Philadelphia. And they had a wreath ceremony to close out the weekend's festivities. So last weekend was great. Had a great time and was just truly blessed to have been part of history. As an Army veteran myself, I think it was just absolutely awesome seeing everybody there, and the atmosphere was good. A lot of people. I was getting text messages, and if you didn't see the video that I posted from the live last weekend, there was another event going on all over the country, and Philadelphia was another place where the what was it? No Kings, I think the name of it was. Anyway, something Kings. I'm all about protesting, like you, and not all like, hey, go out there. We fought for that right. Stand up, you voice your opinion. Your voices have a right to be heard, but do it peacefully. And I want to give credit where credit's due on this. And this is probably, it might be unpopular to some of you, but and that's fine. But what I thought was very cool was the protest didn't come down into the Army 250 celebration or anything like that. We had a couple of protesters and you could tell they were protesters because they had signs about it. They walked through, they took pictures with the static displays and stuff like that. They were friendly with everybody. No issues. Absolutely no problems in Philadelphia. None. There were no problems that we came across. We had, like I said, I saw 3 protesters walk through. They weren't chanting, they weren't shouting obscenities. They were very peaceful, very respectful. I think they were just interested in see what the military was doing there. And once we told them it was Army's 250th, they thought it was cool. That's how it should be. I think that's how it should be. If you want to protest and whatnot, there's a way to do it peacefully. And I say this again: when your protest turns into rioting, looting, and preventing others from like going to work or stopping oncoming traffic or whatnot. That's where it's not a protest anymore. It's a riot. So shout out to that. I feel like that's important to say. And yeah, so moving on from that. Okay. I'm going to dive into a couple of news topics here real quick. I just got a few of them, and then I want to discuss something a little bit different. I got an event that I want to talk about that's coming up next month, and then we got a new program that's coming to Heroes Media Group, and I need your guys' help with it. So stay with me here as I get through these, and then we're going to talk about this new program that's coming out that I want actively get everybody involved. It involves everybody, and it affects all of you that watch this, whether you're on the live right now or you watch this later on. So leave comments and stuff like that. Let's get ready. Doc, I see you over there, brother. How you doing over there on the gram? First news topic of the week coming from Florida. Florida suggests alligator Alcatraz in the Everglades. I'm going to let you guys marinate on that for a second. Alligator Alcatraz. I think that's a great idea. Florida Attorney General Jason Utmer has proposed an alligator Alcatraz deep within the Everglades to house illegal immigrants or people that are breaking the law. The Miami-Dade Collier Training Facility is an abandoned airport facility right in the middle of the Everglades. They said that in the statement, going on to say that he presents an efficient, low-cost opportunity to build temporary detention facility because you don't need to invest that much in a perimeter. How true is that? Can you imagine how terrifying that would be? Like, you're in the middle of the Everglades in a detention center, and you're like, I'm going to escape, and there's nothing but alligators and pythons around you. Like, that deterred me to stay. Nope, I'm stay here. That's that. Anyway, I think that's pretty funny. I think it's cool. Not cool, like, hey, that's really cool, but that's certainly a way to encourage people not to break the law. It does say they can have it up and running within 30 to 60 days after construction, and it could house as many as 1,000 criminals. Pretty interesting. Next up, Tyson Foods. Never been a fan of this brand, but I found this to be interesting. Tyson Food child labor accusation, says Senator Josh Hawley, from Missouri. Tyson Foods, basically, long story short, they've been accused of child labor laws. They shut down their facilities, most of their U.S. facilities, and laying off thousands of American workers. There was a whistleblower who was a former plant safety manager, alleged direct sightings of child labor and reported that the other Tyson employees had made similar complaints. According to the account, the child workers were hired by a contracted entity operating within the Tyson plant. So a third party contractor that was working with inside the plant. Tyson has since taken legal action against the whistleblower. Tyson laid off more than 4,200 American workers in 2023 after shutting 8 meatpacking plants across Arkansas, Missouri, and Indiana. The closures intensified concerns that while the company reduces domestic employment, it may be exploiting illegal labor to fill remaining roles at a reduced cost. Mark Peterson, Patriot Pride, brother. How the hell are you? Great to see you on here, man. All right. So Tyson, I guess I brought this up because it's like, what do you guys think should happen to companies that get caught in, filling jobs with child labor, exploiting children? What should be done? What do you think should be done to a company that's doing that? Whether it's the company itself or a third party, like a subcontractor that's exploiting children that's working at said facility. Living the dream, my man. So I just found it to be interesting because I think they should get more than just a slap on the wrist. Moving on, I got like two more. Just stay with me because I really want to get into this new thing that HMG is doing. Uh, there are policies, Mark. There are policies, but the problem is it doesn't seem like anybody's following the policies. And then you got a company. You have a whistleblower that came out, said something, and now the whistleblower is being sued, and there's Tyson's taking legal action against said whistleblower. And I thought there were supposed to be policies that protect whistleblowers from stuff like that as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. Um, yeah, and if Tyson is guilty of that, shame on them. If it wasn't them directly, but they knew about the contractor that was working within the facility doing that, well, shame on them too, because they should have kicked that contractor out or should have said something. My opinion. Massachusetts, we're going to the Northeast now. Massachusetts is on track to spending more than $1 billion in taxpayer dollars on the Commonwealth's 2025 emergency assistance system. $1 billion. That's because the state remains a migrant magnet under its current governor. This administration currently in Massachusetts has burned through allegedly $830 million, much of it supporting the 4,088 families in the state-funded shelters, 1,600 of whom are migrants, according to the latest state report as of last month. Taxpayers are now footing an average bill of $3,400. It's actually, we're going to call it $3,500 per week per family, and more than $15,000 a month, covering housing, food, education, legal services, and National Guard security. Despite Democrats insisting the system supports Massachusetts residents, critics argue that many migrants are quietly counted as such to meet eligibility criteria. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I mean, this is Massachusetts. What do you expect, right? Are we going to start seeing this across the country? How do taxpayers up in Massachusetts? I got some people that watch the show here. Those of you that are up in the Mass area, let us know. Let me see here. What do we got here? Big Mark Peterson. I love the comments, Mark. Keep them coming, baby. I totally agree with that. Let me see here. What do we got here? When you go back to base, hold everyone the same standard. Let the head. We give it, yeah, to incredible. Yeah, and that's it. And that Mark, unfortunately, Mark makes a good point. It's going to take some time. That's going to take some time, I think. Here's one. I added this one. I didn't really grab an article to read from. Public land for sale is back up, right? This is not. I don't think this is good. You got the National Forest Service land, BLM land, stuff like all this. Public land for sale is going back up, right? DC has come out and said, hey, some of the forest land we're going to put up for sale. This is not good. It's not good for farmers. It's not good for hunting, and it's not good for fishing. These public lands, they want to make them private. And although there's several articles out there, one was from Meat Eater. I read that one, and that was I think that was from last month. But we got to get a grip on this public land stuff. I think, if you've taken the BLM, which some ranchers rely on that to have their cattle graze and whatnot. Who's an expert, subject matter expert in this public land sale stuff is From the Farm. My buddy AJ Richards. Go to From the Farm on Instagram, or go to AJ Richards on Instagram and hear what he has to say about this public land sale. This administration, the current administration, is doing this. So this is why This has been back and forth. Both parties are guilty, folks. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with the public land sale. I don't agree with how they're going about doing this. Um, Bureau of Land Management. Thank you. So I did say that right. BLM. Yeah, it's this is not a good this isn't good. And as a conservation, I consider myself somewhat of a conservationist. I hunt, I fish, but we always give back, in a lot of different ways, and it's too much. Maybe we'll do a show on this separately during the week because this is going to be such a hot topic. And I know, Gene. Good morning, Gene. Gene, T Dog. What are your guys' thoughts on this public land sale? They're. I think I'm going to stop right there because I'm feeling my blood pressure rising. I think we're going to do a separate show on this. Let me collect some people. Let's get some people on this, and let's have a conversation on this because this is important. This is an important topic, and this is going to affect all you hunters, all you fishermen, or anglers, excuse me, all of you farmers and ranchers out there that rely on public land. This is something that we really need to start paying attention to, and we got to push back on. This is something that this administration is doing that I do not agree with. And I know that's hard to say. What do we have here? Animals plus one. Thank you. Appreciate you over there in the G. A lot of people on IG today. I like that. Last one, I think. Yes, last one. U.S. Steel finalizes historic partnership. Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel have finalized what they call a historic partnership. The partnership will protect and create more than 100,000 jobs through unprecedented massive investments in steelmaking in the United States that will be unleashed across U.S. steel footprints, including Pennsylvania, Indiana, Arkansas, Minnesota, and Alabama. The companies said in a joint statement, ensure that the U.S. Steel will retain its iconic name and headquarters in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that it will continue to be mined, melted, and made in America for generations to come. That's great news. We're going to end that right there. Boom. Great news. Yeah. Pittsburgh Steel coming back, baby. Woo. Mark, let's see. A sale should be contingent on how the land is zoned. Is the T Dog? Okay. Let's go back to this for a second. I love that, Mark. I don't know. It looks like 74. Mark, I did see that 0.75% of U.S. forests. All right, Gene, I'll get to your comment in a second. So, I want to go back. Let's go back. I knew this was good. Let's go back to the BLM and the public land stuff. A lot of the public land stuff, there's some forest stuff that takes away. It said like 0.75, but if you look at it from an acreage standpoint, don't quote me on the acreage, but it's somewhere between 2 and 5 million acres that get sold off on that, right? May not seem like a lot when it comes to like the Wyoming, and I use that because in the article that I read from Meat Eater, that was the area that they were looking at. It's a big deal. I really think we're gonna do a separate show on this, maybe next Wednesday or Tuesday night or something. Let's look at it, Mark. T Dog. Let's dive into this a little bit more. Gene, I'd love to have you on the conversation. Let's get offline, today and tomorrow via email, and let's come up with something for this. Let's do a separate show on this and what this means for anglers, what it means for hunters, what it means for the farmers. I'll reach out to AJ Richards as well, because this is turning into a a big deal. Wyoming is 14. Okay, Mark Peterson said Wyoming is 14.9 million acres. You know, when you look at that from the mass side of things of what's going on, it because it's just not Wyoming, it's Alaska, it's all over the place, and it's. I don't think we should sell public land. Period. Right now, do I see because of growth and I think some of it has to do with potentially um drilling and opening up uh, you know uh new drill sites for oil and gas and stuff like that. But anyway, listen, I love this response. Mark, thank you. Keep it coming. T-Dog's in, Gene's in. All right, good. Gene, I want to go back to your comment. We got excited about we got excited. We got excited about US Steel. Then we were supposed to get excited about Japanese company buying. I'm not sure. All right. So the Japanese company was supposed to take over all of it. And what happened is they my understanding is they were taking over all of it. Now they've made a deal with US Steel, which is allowing them to keep a big portion of the US Steel name brand. And I haven't dug too deep into it, if I'm being honest, but it looked like, it's maybe it's one of those things is like the Japanese company is the umbrella. U.S. Steel is one of the sub companies that they fall under. Nonetheless, U.S. Steel, made in America. They're creating 100,000 jobs here in the United States. That's what we're getting excited about, or that's what I'm getting excited about, because you're keeping the name U.S. Steel. You're keeping it's made in America, which is going to be mine melted right here in America. That's how you get the made in America stuff. And it's supposed to be creating 100,000 jobs in and around here in the United States. So that's what, big brother investor type deal. That was kind of my feel on it. We'll see how it pans out. This just happened. I think the article I read was from yesterday. So if you look up U.S. Steel historic partnership on Google, you should see that. But that's what I'm gonna. Rich LaMonica, good morning, brother. Appreciate you. David Gordon, I see you there. Thank you. Heather Elizabeth, good morning. This is perfect timing because we just got done with the news articles. We got one event, and then I want to make an announcement here exclusively right here on HMG. But before I do that, Veteran and Family Community event presented by Pass the Torch for Veterans. Saturday, July 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Barn of Nottingham in Nottingham, PA. For more information, please go to Pass the Torch for Veterans. Find them on social media, or you go Pass the Torch for Veterans.com. David, I was waiting for you, man. David, I was talking about U.S. Steel. I was talking about public land being sold. You have to watch part of that. I'd be curious your comments on that. All right. I want to talk about a new thing that I'm bringing here to Heroes Media Group. When we got some of the show hosts here, some of the podcast hosts that are on watching live right now, this goes for you guys as well. New hero stories. Discover the new hero story series that we're putting together right here at Heroes Media Group. We're going to spotlight real life community heroes who are changing lives quietly, courageously, and without the spotlight. We live in a time when real stories and real heroes get buried under clickbait, outrage, and just a shit show of noise. So, real heroes, are they still out there? I think they are. I've said that for years. They're the ones pulling the double shift as an EMT while raising a family. They're the teachers buying supplies out of their own pockets. They're the veterans building businesses quietly, mentoring others through storms. They're the law enforcement person that's answering the calls each and every day, right? Firefighters as well. It could be your neighbor. Your neighbor could have done something heroic that you consider them as a hero. But that's why I'm creating the hero story. This is going to be a new series right here at Heroes Media Group. Each week is the goal. I'd like to do this weekly. We're going to highlight a community hero, someone whose story may not make the headlines, but whose impact runs deep within the community. These won't be filtered or fluffed. They're going to be honest, gritty, powerful, and more importantly, above everything else, they're going to be freaking positive. If you know someone, or if you or someone you know has a story that needs to be told, nominate them. And here's how you can do that. Nominate them at heroesmediagrp.com. I'm going to put it right here. It's scrolling across the bottom here. Nominate them at heroesmediagrp.com. Again, this is brand new. We just came up with this. I've been working on this for probably about 3 months. And I think this is good. I've talked a lot over the last decade about one of the reasons why I started Heroes Media Group was to change the dynamics of how media was delivered and consumed. I haven't created anything as far as technology wise go. I'm just using the platforms that are already out there. Anybody can do that, right? The difference is I think a lot of us that are on here right now that are watching, and those of you that watch this throughout the weekend probably would agree that there's a lot of negativity in the world even today, right? However, I'm crazy enough to think that there are more positive stories out there. And I've shared this story once before. I'm going to share it here live with you guys. I had an investor come in it was pre-COVID, so around 2018, 2019, offered me a very large six-figure number to be a part and be a member, one of the owners of Heroes Media Group, to take this to the next level. And when I sat down and shared my vision of what I see this company to be and what it's has become, quite frankly, is a beacon of light to share positive stories and to be a platform for those that mainstream media wouldn't put on or whatnot. I wanted us to have a voice, right? And I think we're doing that. I honestly think we're doing that. And I want to thank the shows that are on here. There's a bunch of you on here right now. I want to thank the viewers and the listeners that tune in each and every week. But I'm crazy enough to think that eventually the world will be a better place because we're sharing more positive stories. And it starts with the mindset. And what happens is the guy had told me that you can't sell positivity. It's just not sexy. Everybody wants negativity. Everybody wants conflict. That's how money is made, through conflict. And I'm crazy enough to think that you can change that. I'm crazy enough to think that, I know at my age now, in my late 40s, this been like that mindset has happened pretty much all my life. But I'm crazy enough to think that if we start changing our mindsets, and it starts with me, it starts with you, it starts with all of us. If we could start changing our mindset to be more positive and looking more towards the positive things, then eventually that will happen. And I wanted to share that with you guys this morning. And that kind of the last couple of months I've been thinking about, how can we really get out there more and share more stories that aren't being told. We have great podcast hosts on Heroes Media Group. I'm so proud of all the shows that are there. If you go to heroesmediagroup.com, you can see a list of all the podcast shows, that are on there. And they do a fantastic job with their shows, interviewing everyday heroes all over the world. And this isn't, this idea that I have of sharing the hero stories. I really want to do one a week and share somebody once a week. I can't do it alone though. I got one person that works with us full time. And between the two of us, I'm constantly, everybody knows my schedule. I'm always on the road. So I'm saying this, and I suck at asking for help, but I need your guys' help. I need your guys' help. I need all the podcast shows that are on Heroes Media Group. I need your help. I'm asking for your help. All you viewers and HMG fans that are out there, people that follow us that are in this network, let's get together and let's share these heroes' stories. So again, if you or someone you know has a story that's worth sharing, that is a hero, email me at media@heroesmediagroup.com. Just give the person's name. I will send you a form to fill out and kind of give more detail on why we want to highlight that person. We're going to start this. I'm wanting to start this at the beginning of August 1st. I want to have a list of names. So I'm giving you guys just a little over a month to really help kind of put this together. So I'm relying on you guys to help so we can start sharing more positive stories. What do we got here? Let me turn to shine the light. I hear you. David Gordon, you're our hero. I appreciate it, bro. Gene, I love it. I love it. Gene, I knew I could count on you, brother. I knew I could do that. Mark, I appreciate you. Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, moving on. Let's go. I got one more thing I want to share. Something new, kind of new, not new. I have talked about this new company called the Maker's Machine that I co-founded. And this week was Ken Works for Coffee. Noted. Maker's Machine is my new company. This is a new company that I co-created with my friend Shay Sparks. It's like an inner circle, right? And we tackled something that every entrepreneur kind of faces. We tackled a couple of things this week. One is knowing your value, right? As an entrepreneur, but we also covered some clarity versus chaos. And the more success that you have, the more noise you're going to end up facing. And if you don't intentionally create clarity, you'll drown in distraction. So one of the takeaways I thought this week was clarity versus clarity is a discipline. It's not a moment. I thought that was pretty powerful. So all you entrepreneurs out there, if you want to learn what other entrepreneurs are saying behind the scenes, this isn't just this isn't a Facebook group. This isn't, this is where real business builders get honest, focused, and dialed in. You can join the Maker's Machine. You can email me right there. You use this email underneath here, media@heroesmediagroup.com. Put in the subject line, the Maker's Machine, and we'll send you some information and set up a phone call so you can learn more about how to join the Maker's Machine. So come check that out. T-Dog, Adam Peters is the first guest. That'd be a great one to do, man. Great one to do. So we talked hero stories. All right, let's dive into the shows this week. What do we have this week? Double S podcast. I was looking for the description. Then I remembered, wait a minute. I was the guest this week. I was on the Double S podcast with Gene Sunday night doing the Father's Day special. If you missed the live, it's still on the social media platforms. You can go to True Patriot Outfitters Facebook page, or you could scroll down on the Heroes Media Group Facebook page and watch it there. It was a fun time. Always a good time when me and Gene get together. Double S podcast. Check it out. Next up, we got the Veteran Dad podcast. This week, that's one of our newer shows here on HMG. So what does it mean to allow your faith to be bigger than your fears? Faith is antithesis to fear, right? Because fear is based on the unknown, and well, faith is founded in belief. So what do you do? Do you continue with fear or do you have faith? What is it? Veteran Dad podcast talks about it. Hey, and real quick on the Double S podcast, Gene just put it in the Facebook message there. Double S podcast on YouTube. Go check that out. Thanks, Gene. Next up, we got Unapologetic veterans. Unapologetic veterans. Tonight, last night they had Sync 13 on. They talk about men's mental health and they share some funny Navy story time. Okay. I didn't see this one, but I can only, knowing those guys, I can only imagine. Yeah, probably went south pretty quick. Good show. One of our newer ones as well, though. Unapologetic veterans. Check it out. Again, folks, just a quick reminder to see any of our shows that we have on, go to heroesmediagroup.com. If you click on podcast, you can go to the show page. And when you click on a show page, it has all of their social media platforms and stuff where they're on, where you can follow them. Next up, the Disgruntled PM. It's a new name. They've rebranded. Same host. Our buddy Trevor Greenberg. New look, new name. Great show. And he's got some, how many people remember, what was it, Pappygate? Did I say that right, T-Dog? Pappygate. That's coming out Monday. Anybody remember the Pappygate thing that happened? That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not going to give, because the series isn't out yet, but the first one comes out on Monday, and yeah, you're not going to be disappointed. Anyway, moving on. Warrior Veteranpreneur Podcast has changed its name. What is going on? It's been a crazy week, a whole bunch of name changes, but I love it. Speak Up, Show Up, Lead Podcast, the Resilience Leadership Podcast with JJ Hardy. JJ was on a little bit earlier. I'm loving this. What if the secret to peak performance wasn't grinding harder, but recovering smarter? Former Australian Special Forces operator Tim Thomas does a deep dive into the science of rest, the art of resilience, and the real why strength starts with stillness. I love this. This is awesome. Warrior Veteranpreneur Podcast, now known as the Speak Up, Show Up, Lead Podcast, the Resilience Leadership Podcast with JJ Hardy. And the reason why the change is because JJ just wrote a book, Speak Up, Show Up, Lead. And it's good. It's going to be available. I believe it's available. JJ, if you're watching, leave the link so everybody can take a crack at it, take a look at it. Moving on, Keep It Spiritually Simple with Sandra McEllis. She does YouTube's shorts. Go to her YouTube page at Sandra McEllis. Next up, we got The Strategic Veteran with our man Adam Peters. Part 2, Christian counseling, Air Force transition, spiritual growth, and veteran mental health are all at the core of this interview with former Air Force officer Lauren Frazier. With 8.5 years of military service, Lauren shares her journey through trauma, healing, transformation into a purpose-driven Christian counselor and coach. This is a pretty cool episode. Check it out. The Strategic Veteran. Next up, Homefront Sit Rep Podcast. They did a couple of shows this week. The one I'm going to talk about is with Clear Path for Veterans. It stood as a pillar of unwavering support for those who have served since 2011. The mission-driven organization is built on a vision of dedication of U.S. Air Force veteran Dr. Steve Kine, along with compassion and leadership of sisters Melissa Spencer and Melinda. I can't say her last name, so I'm not going to try. I apologize. Together, they saw a gap in veteran care, so they stepped in to close that gap. Their organization is called Clear Path for Veterans. This was pretty interesting. You can check it out. It's called Homefront Sit Rep Podcast. Next up, JMac podcast. Josh is the host down there, and he speaks with AJ Schoonver, an active duty master sergeant in the Air Force, an outdoor adventure enthusiast behind the undisputed_adventures. That's on Instagram. I would put that on here, but I can't do two things at once. Undisputed_adventures on Instagram. They explore AJ's journey under the Air Force, challenges maintaining mental health while serving full time. He opens up about the importance of vulnerability and being transparent with mental health struggles, even in uniform. Go check it out. It's the JMac podcast. Patriots Inside the Wire, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night with the Two Step crew. You can check her out, Tracy Two Steps and Uncle Rhino. These guys put out a ton of content, and it's awesome. And the shows are getting better and better every night. Patriots Inside the Wire, Two Step crew. You can follow them on Instagram. Go check them out. Arms Room Show every Monday, 2 p.m. Arizona time. If you haven't done any training, go get some training. Look up the Arms Room Show on Instagram, or go to independencetraining.com or independencetrainingaz.com and hit up my man Glenn. He's got an amazing crew over there. Misfit Nation podcast is up next. This one here, I believe, is with the Tuesday crew. They speak with Douglas Greenlaw, a man whose life story reads like an action-packed novel. So true. I love this interview. From the jungles of Vietnam to the executive suites of MTV networks. Yeah. Douglas' journey is filled with grit, resilience, and unmatched determination. As a highly decorated Vietnam veteran with accolades including a Silver Star, 2 Bronze Stars, and 2 Purple Hearts, Douglas Greenlaw's courage under fire, undeniable. But he had an extraordinary journey that didn't end on the battlefield. Being raised from a lower middle class background, he climbed the corporate ladder to become the president of MTV Networks in New York. This was a really cool story. Misfit Nation podcast is their Tuesday crew. Check it out. Next up, we got Label Free podcast. Wildlife artist James Corwin shares his journey about balancing creativity with business, the business side of art. He owns Cohen Galleries, discusses how passion for both the art and business has shaped his successful career. Check it out. It's called the Label Free Podcast. Next up, we got Your Six at 6. This past weekend, Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, they do a round table. Miss Robin Phoenix Johnson, an Army veteran and subject matter expert on applied and therapeutic humor, and veteran fellow at the Hoover Institution at Stanford University. She has learned that the best way to get through the day sometimes is just hit the humor spot and not take yourself too seriously. Amen to that. I love this interview. This was cool. Robin uses comedy to help her fellow veterans heal. Great episode every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on HMG, the People's Patriot Project. Mark Peterson. Mark was on here earlier. Go check it out. They do a phenomenal job. People's Patriot Project. All right, next up, the other side of the firewall. This week, Ryan talks about the intersection of cybersecurity. Ryan and Shannon, talk about the intersection of cybersecurity and artificial intelligence, how they coincide with each other. They explore the importance of communicating effectively with C-suite executives about AI's potential benefits and the dangers, emphasizing the need for balanced approach that neither downplays risk nor entices unnecessary fear. It's one of those things where you really want to get a hold of what's going on in the cyber world with AI. A lot of studies going out with Chat GPT and how it affects people and whatnot. Cybersecurity is a big thing, especially with the C-suite executives and whatnot. Putting that together, this has been a really cool episode. They do a show every Monday through Friday. A new episode comes out. So it's called The Other Side of the Firewall. Check it out. I want to give a shout out real quick to Ryan, host and the founder of The Other Side of the Firewall. He's got a new book coming out. I probably shouldn't have said anything. Should have asked him first. Anyway, cat's out of the bag. He's got a new book coming out, so stay tuned for that because we're going to have the links to it where you can purchase it coming up here in the next week or two. So, Ryan, congratulations on that. You're doing a fantastic job. Other side of the firewall. What do we got over here? Mark, what is up? Okay. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yes, I did shave. This first time in oh, it's been at least 10 years since my chin has seen the light of day. So I appreciate you jumping on. My buddy Mark over on Instagram. Looking forward to seeing you in September, Mark. All right, next up, we got MSEC Podcast. I love this organization, Military Child Education Coalition. It's all about the kids, right? All about our military families, all about the military kids. This week, the National Child Traumatic Stress Network joins the show. Their mission is to raise the standard of care and improve the access of services for traumatized children, their families, and communities throughout the United States. This week, they have special guest Dr. Gregory Liskin, Rio May Del Rosario, and Irene Ashka discusses trauma events, child traumatic stress, and what support looks like after experiencing a trauma. This is such an amazing organization. It's called Military Child Education Coalition. You can go to militarychild.org. That is their website. There is a slew of resources and tools that you can use. So whether you're a veteran, active duty, guard, reserve, they have a ton of information and resources there. Go check them out, militarychild.com, militarychild.org. It's the MSEC podcast. Go check it out. Chasing Happiness is up next. Have you ever been this close to like a breakthrough only to watch it fall apart? I certainly have. Host Ryan shares what really happened when a major real estate deal collapsed just 3 days before closing. Oh, money was gone, timeline was shattered, and the fear, well, he said it was loud. But instead of letting the storm win, Ryan found some deeper faith resilience and a new way to lead through pain. So in this episode, what you're going to hear is the mindset shift that helped him stop spiraling and start healing. Ways why delays aren't denials, they're just a redirection, and how to set a pity party timer and actually move forward. Great episode. Ryan does a fantastic job. It's called Chasing Happiness. Last up, we got Rise Up, Voices from the Front Lines, When Healing Becomes a New Mask. We talk about trauma after the calls. But what about trauma happening between the shifts? It's a good question for all you first responders out there. What happens with the trauma between the shifts? The one sitting at your kitchen table, staring back at you. This is all stuff that's going on right now. This is a part 1 of a 7 series that Krista is taking off. Rise Up, Voices from the Front Line. Check it out. Again, guys, real quick, I want to remind you, those of you that are just joining us, I need your help. We got something new coming up, right here on Heroes Media Group, and I want to talk about it. It's the Hero Stories. I'm recruiting all of you out there that can help with this. We want, for those of you that some of you just jumped on, I want the real life hero stories. So if you or someone you know, you feel like needs to be spotlighted, real life community hero, I want to hear about it. And you can email their name, contact information, email me their name and why you think they should be recognized as a community hero, as a hero story. Email right there at the bottom, media@heroesmediagrp. Send me an email. I'll send you a form to fill out. And I would like to get this started the first part of August. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Shout out to our network sponsors. From the farm, those of you that need want to find a local rancher or local farmer selling beef and stuff like that, beef, pork, chicken, whatever, go to fromthefarm.com. Check them out. My tax fella, Great organization. I love working with Anthony. They do our bookkeeping and our taxes every year. They also help with any new business ideas and stuff that I have. So we keep everything legal. MyTaxFella.com. Forget Genetics, veteran owned company. Barry's a great guy. Those of you that are into hunting, their products will put animals like deer, bear, turkey. It puts all the wildlife creatures in your yard. Forget Genetics. Go check it out. Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle down in southern Pennsylvania. All you anglers out there, go visit Jim. If you're in Pennsylvania, you got to go down to Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle. He's got a great stuff. He'll put you on the water. He'll put you on the fish too. Warriors on the Water Ltd, nonprofit organization, great organization, taking out veterans and first responders. Fin Tactical, they're the ones responsible for the new HMG website as well as the HMG beverage site. If you haven't checked out the new HMG beverage site, go check it out. Let me know what you think. Freedom People, great organization. Thank you guys. If you need a trust, go check out the Freedom People. They can help you with that. And then VA Claim Builders, for all you vets out there that have not done your claims, shame on you. Get it done. VAClaimBuilder.com. It's a free app. It'll help you get your stuff organized. Go check it out. JB Auto Clothiers. I'm not wearing our sporting jacket this week, but go check that. If you're interested in a jacket, suit, what have you, hit me up. Let me know. And then, of course, our sister company, HMG Beverage. So that's it. What do we have here? Sitting in the post. Ken, yes, it does. Tell her I said yes, it does. Listen, guys, that's all the time I got today. Help me out with the hero stories. Let's start bringing them in. I appreciate you guys. Get off the phones, get off the internet, get outside this weekend. Let's have a great weekend this weekend. Remember, folks, think for yourselves. Get outside of the craziness. And then for next week, stay tuned. I want to talk about the BLM and the land sales, public land sales, either Tuesday or Wednesday night. Stay tuned for that stuff. Guys, Gabe, I see you, brother. Thank you for jumping on. Have a great weekend, everybody. God bless you. God bless America. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.